landfall about 90 minutes ago, 100 miles south of Houston.
Making landfall just south of Houston. The Category 1 storm bringing torrential rain and damage.
We're in Sugar Land tonight, where there are wind-blown trees and scattered branches almost everywhere. We know there's still some high water in spots, and of course those...
Fort Bend County, which is expected to be one of the hardest hit areas as Beryl moves its way through Texas.
But the lack of power in the heat is causing problems for those still not restored.
Millions and flooded roadways have left drivers in need of rescue.
Are in hard-hit areas like Houston. They're helping with their recovery efforts.
Local and federal authorities. The United Cajun Navy is also assisting in all these efforts. It's a nonprofit organization.
Over 160 agencies and organizations combined across the state headed to the Houston area and a little further south today and in the coming days to help them.
Welcome to the 2024-25 Fort Bend ISD Lead the Pack Convocation. With us today is Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark Smith.
Hello, Fort Bend ISD family. It has now been a month since Hurricane Beryl came through our area as a Category 1 storm, destroying many homes and leaving Fort Bend ISD families without power and cell service for days, and in some areas even weeks. I'm coming to you from one of the hardest hit areas in our district, and that is our administration building. As you can see behind me, remediation work is now taking place on the second and third floors of this building after a large portion of our roof was destroyed, causing water and wind damage to the structure. Earlier, you saw images of entire communities left to pick up the pieces. And while this might feel and look like we've been knocked down, the reality is that trying times actually make this community stronger. Prior to the last academic school year closing, we traveled around the district to observe the remarkable achievements taking place in and outside of our classrooms. I want to share the following inspirational video with you and reassure you that Fort Bend ISD will recover from Hurricane Beryl because we are resilient and we are Fort Bend ISD strong.
Today, dreams become a reality. Hard work has paid off. From their first day until graduation day, these halls have witnessed perseverance and drive. Here in Fort Bend ISD, every student matters, and every learner can reach their full potential. Diversity is our strength. Here, cultures come to shine as we unite in purpose. In our classrooms, every day a bright future is being shaped. We foster a culture where skills, confidence, and curiosity flourish. A flame ignites within every student that shines brighter than ever. Our students and staff know what it means to aspire to greatness. In the field, we have unstoppable grit, unwavering speed, unbreakable teamwork, and artistic choreography. Our students excel in the classroom, on the field in athletics, and in various career and technical programs.
Nothing is too hard to achieve.
there is harmony in our song. Fort Bend ISD is united in our march to victory. And regardless of age, students chart new territories of creativity. Educators and leaders are passionate and driven when it comes to student success. And every day, heroes walk among us, impacting lives. Fort Bend ISD has some of the best leaders, principals, educators, and mentors. What we do for students today changes their tomorrow. Namesakes pave the way for generations to come, setting examples for learners across the world. Our graduates succeed in higher education and beyond. They are the leaders of tomorrow. Future educators, health professionals, technology experts, caregivers, and beyond. Shaping industries and driving innovation. Graduating peers leave their impact on younger generations. Here at Fort Bend ISD, we inspire and equip beyond what they can imagine.
While the road to recovery will be lengthy for some in our community, I want to guarantee our staff members that every school in our district has undergone a thorough evaluation and is safe. I'm here at Ann Sullivan Elementary, one of our 77 facilities that lost power or suffered damage due to the storm. This campus, along with other schools, is ready for the first day of school, which is Thursday, August 8th. Coincidentally, for the upcoming school year, the challenge to our Fort Bend ISD staff is to lead the pack. However, after Hurricane Beryl, it didn't take a new theme to mobilize our amazing staff to exercise their leadership skills. I've seen countless acts of kindness, support throughout our district in the aftermath of the hurricane. From cleanup efforts to the water distribution to even our students and staff members checking on the elderly. As we look forward to the upcoming school year, we are excited about this new initiative to lead the pack. But what exactly does the pack mean?
In reference to professionalism, we as teachers and administrators are the face of Fort Bend ISD, so we have to uphold the nobility of the profession. The public sees us and they expect a certain decorum from us. It's very important that we uphold in that manner.
We got 4 core values: family, effort, toughness, discipline. We want to build a culture because we're a new school, and I feel like the incoming 7th graders and 8th graders that come out here to SAC camp, we could project that onto them and build a culture.
I feel like as a leader, it makes me want to smile too. Like knowing that my teammates are smiling and happy, that's great. And if they're feeling down, that lets me know that I need to show up and do something to help.
So our standard here is excellence. So we say that in the football program, but really extends to all of our programs. We want to be the best. We want to be the class of Fort Bend. So what excellence looks like to us is being a great community member, being a great citizen of this community, our 521, the Finn 521 mentality, being great in the classroom, and that extends to being great in the hallways and the cafeteria. We're just trying to grow people because our program extends beyond these 4 years that these kids are going to have here. We want them to be Chargers for life.
We're expected to arrive on time and, of course, dress appropriately for the summer, to engage with the students in a kind of a thoughtful and considerate way, and to make sure that we are being our best professional selves at all times.
It's important for teachers to be leaders because when they become a leader, that is their job to help persuade or make the students feel involved in class and to make sure the students get the proper learning that they need to get in order to be successful in life. If you say you're going to commit to something, that means you have to get it done because you've already made a promise to get it done. And it helps you in the real world when you get a job and everything.
if someone needs something, there's no hesitation. We help out where we can. Maybe someone needs to come early, maybe someone needs to stay late, maybe someone needs to look after another student's group. There's no hesitation at all with helping each other out. And I think that really started at the top.
How you start and how you finish. You can start bad, but don't speak down on yourself, and remember that the results could be great.
I think it's better to focus on results because we're here working through the summer, but the end goal is to get a scholarship, work through the season. And I feel like if we make excuses now, we're gonna have excuses during the season too.
We're building a strong program which these kids are invested and believe in having the clear lines of communication. They feel comfortable with my coaching staff and myself. And then they got, parents at home to support them and believe in what we're doing, because we tell the parents, hey, have them have a conversation with us first. So that accountability flows all the way through the program, through the community, to the parents, through the kids.
As teachers and administrators, our job is to cultivate the students and help them be young adults and help them grow into adulthood. So our job is to make sure that they are accountable, that they learn lessons that they can take into adulthood and young adulthood, whether it be college, whether it be the working field or anything like that. So teaching them to be accountable will serve them and pay dividends later on in life.
I know if my coach telling me something, that is something to help me, and she's not bringing me down, she's trying to help me and become a better player.
I think honestly and transparency with the staff and students is important, because again, we're trying to grow these young people at the end of the day. We want them to come in, and when they're maybe at one level, and we want to get them to a certain point when they get out of here. They have certain goals that they want to reach, and it's our job to facilitate their ability to reach those goals.
We use communication on and off the field, whether it's texting in the group chat, making plans, just to get a bond together so we could be together on the field.
With the students, I try really hard to have open lines of communication with them, and to make sure that they understand that they can talk to me, and that, and that they can let me know if they need any help with anything.
Communication is important because when you communicate with others, it helps you get your point across, and you don't feel ignored, so you get better response from your teachers.
Communication has two entities, speaking and listening, and both are equally important. There are two ways to listen, and one is to listen to, conceptualize. The second is listen to formulate an answer. So it's important that when we're listening to conceptualize with open ears and to learn.
To ensure success in a district our size, we must focus on leadership. Leadership matters, and it showcases the difference between being good and being great. It is important to know that behind every leader, there's a strong support system, and that system includes your family, your district staff, as well as our entire school community. It takes an entire community to provide the best education to our students, and families play a crucial role. You see, here at Fort Bend ISD, we are more than just employees doing a job. We are a family, and it is encouraging to see how families show up to do their part.
Supporting this great job of having somewhat of a watch day in or dad's type program, just to have a male presence to not only support staff but students.
It makes me feel a little bit more safer, because I know that if something happens, he's there, the other dads are there.
And this is both from students as well as from teachers.
There's been a big change with the writing desk, because I feel like if you do the students, that's getting better, and there's not a lot of fights.
It's one that teachers appreciate the presence, of course. There have not been any incidences that I know of, or especially fighting, no major disturbances in the class.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I feel more secure, I feel safer, I feel like kids are safer. If a student needs help, they're able to help. It's just nice having those extra set of hands on campus.
Not everybody has a father, not everybody has a mother. If you're afforded the fact that you can come and impact, then something like that's just tremendously important too.
It's an opportunity that I wish I had when I was in middle school. I drive in Louisiana, I live in Lake Charles, and I'm here probably about 15 days out of the month. I get to see my grandkids and get to spend time with some of the kids here.
I think it also makes them feel like somebody cares, somebody other than administrators or teachers, but the community is also trying to help and make them feel like
you know, they're worthy of somebody coming in and they care about their education. Having this here makes it such a positive experience for not just the teachers but for the kids.
There is the need for men just to be available. These guys have demonstrated that when men are available to the kids and to the community, you see great things start happening.
Thank you to all our Fort Bend ISD parents who've made our district part of their family as well. Now, let's talk about our amazing staff. In the last few months, I've had the privilege of meeting some incredible individuals who have left a strong impression on me. Two of them can be found at Mercer Stadium. Hosea Scott is one of those people you meet and without knowing much about him, you can immediately tell he's kind, he's tenderhearted, and he's hardworking. I first met Jose during this year's Employee Service Award event, where he was recognized for his 45 years of service to Fort Bend ISD. I was not only amazed by his commitment to our district, but I was touched by the standing ovation from those he has impacted along the way.
They give me a good recognize because I've been working for so long and I try to do the best for everybody and treat everybody the same. They respect me too. They talk me nice and I talk too nice to them.
For years, Jose has ensured Mercer Stadium and Wheeler Fieldhouse were in tip-top shape for student games and performances. Before the turf was installed at Mercer Stadium, Jose actually mowed the lawn himself. So whether it was a basketball game, a soccer match, or band competition, Jose served thousands of students each week, over 104,000 spectators a year, and over 4 million in his entire career at Fort Bend ISD. Talk about a great example of professionalism, accountability, and communication.
This work is like a big family. You get to work together. It's very important to do the best because a lot of parents and kids coming and I want them to feel comfortable.
It's important to note that behind this great leader is someone who paved the way for Jose, his boss, Terrence Thomas.
I knew Terrence ever since he was a very young person and always been leader. Everybody liked it.
Terrence also works in the facilities and maintenance department. He collaborates with the Fort Bend ISD Athletics Department to ensure that all the facilities are sanitized and prepared for the district's sporting events. Even if it's not in his area of expertise, he always ensures the right people get the job done. Terrence was recently recognized at the district's Fab Awards for his dedication.
It completes the circle for me. They're the individuals that go out there and do the work, but we're the ones that supplying them with the resources to do what they do. So when they're successful, it makes us successful.
And when he's not at work, y'all will catch Terrence at home games or traveling across the region to cheer on our student athletes and their coaches.
It takes a village to raise these children, you know, to raise a child. I feel like the facilities department is part of that village. Oh man, wherever they go, I go. Not even a game. If they go to championships, I go with them. I follow them wherever they go.
Both Jose and Terrence are truly team players. They are reliable, dedicated, and they take the time to develop great relationships. They are truly leading the pack at Fort Bend ISD. You see, every day, our staff members have the power to impact students' lives. Sometimes a simple smile can go a long way. During the graduation this year, I'll never forget how one student gave a shout out to her bus driver. This is an example of how you should never underestimate the power that you have to make a difference. Check out their encouraging story.
My name is Grace Wynn. I was the Hightower High School valedictorian for class of 2024.
As an honor student in the P-TECH program, Grace Wynn's school day typically included bus rides from Hightower to Houston Community College. Veteran transportation staff member Trevor Merchant, who comes from a family of Fort Bend ISD drivers, would faithfully get Grace and her classmates to HCC.
They started asking me little questions. I never understood why.
During those bus rides, a friendship grew.
I spent a lot of time with him, and especially in my last semester, I got the chance to spend like every single day for hours with him, so we got close like that.
In fact, Mr. Merchant kind of adopted Grace and the others.
But they had a lot of respect for me. They called me Groundhog.
On the bus rides, we would talk about maybe like our futures, because it was me and a couple of my other friends on the bus as well, in the future about college, like our aspirations, dreams, or sometimes we would just talk about our life. He explained to us this one time how he had worked for like all his life, and he took on multiple jobs, and he was just very hardworking, and that just kind of stuck with me.
Just like Mr. Merchant, Grace is a hard worker, so it was no surprise that she became valedictorian.
My name is Grace Wynn, and I'm honored, grateful, and ever so slightly terrified to be standing before you all today.
Mr. Merchant wasn't at the ceremony, but when we showed him the video, what Grace said left him almost speechless.
I couldn't have done this alone, so I would first like to thank God for the path He has guided me on and for giving me strength. I'd like to thank my parents for being my biggest supporters and my rock during difficult times. I'd like to thank my sister Christina, my greatest friend and cousin Hazel, my friends, the P-Tech teachers, my HCC professors, and even our bus driver, Mr. Merchant.
A quick mention might even seem like a small gesture, but it meant the world to this bus driver.
Wow. Love the kids. I love what I do, honestly. And I wouldn't trade for nothing.
Grace is headed to U of H to study nursing. Mr. Merchant is headed back out on his bus route. They demonstrate that it doesn't matter who you are or what role you're in. Everyone can inspire, elevate, and help lead the pack.
Let's not forget about our teachers who day in and day out inspire and believe in our learners. It's because of their passion that students feel empowered to press on even when times get tough.
We actually put Elijah in swimming at 10 months old because he was drawn to water so much. Anywhere we would be where he saw water, a lake, like at a party or something, he's making a beeline for the water. So we put him in initially for safety, honestly.
The first time I met Elijah was actually at this pool at Don Cook. He was at a summer league meet. And all I ever heard was Elijah McCoy won this, Elijah McCoy won that. I just kept hearing that he was winning everything he was swimming.
If you know him, you know he's a happy-go-lucky kind of kid.
He's such an integral part of our group. And when you miss that piece, it really affects the group as a whole. It was a challenging time.
I complained that my stomach was hurting very bad.
Symptoms-wise, he just wasn't himself. He's not one that complains of pain. He was lethargic. He wasn't eating. He was sleeping all the time. He wasn't doing anything. And then physically, I could see, like he was running fever for 5-6 days straight.
Conjunctivitis in my eyes were red. I had rashes all over myself, and my lips were like swollen and cracked, and then my tongue was swollen.
Something is still not right here. I don't know what it is, but I kept pushing and persisting. His pediatrician asked me more questions and was like, bring him in to me. And so when I brought him in, he said he has 4 out of 5 criteria for Kawasaki disease. You need to take him straight to the ER, and I'm gonna let them know he's coming. He said you need to get there ASAP because this has impact to his heart.
We didn't know what was wrong at first, and that's the hard part, is not knowing.
Like, when is this gonna be over? Is this gonna be like a week thing? Is this gonna be a monthly thing? And I was just thinking, like, am I gonna die?
It was fear. Fear of not knowing and fear for his life, because it was a life or death situation.
The principal and the counselor called us when we were in the hospital. And the first thing she asked me is, what do you need? And I'm like, what do you even tell a principal? First of all, I didn't know what I needed. I'm like, I've never been through anything like this. I can't say enough about the experience he's had with both the teachers and the staff at Lexington.
When I was in the hospital, I was feeling better to start doing things myself, because I was in the bed all day. I kind of forgot how to walk. When I got back home, I started building my leg muscles, and I started to jog a little bit.
He last swam the last day of January in practice, and he didn't get back into the water until end of April.
Once I found out that I could do the thing that I loved most, I was so happy because I knew it was a gift, like a God-given gift that I could have gotten taken away.
So again, in April, he was cleared to just go back to light practicing. Then in June, after we'd had another appointment with the cardiologist, she cleared him to compete. Before the meet, he told his coach that his goal was to get a state time in the 50 breaststroke. And he swam the 50 breaststroke and got a state time in the first meet back.
I was super happy, because again, I said this again, I could have got it taken away from me. It feels good to be first in the state and 7th in the nation. It motivates me, and it also makes me happy that I've put in a whole bunch of work.
The Kawasaki experience helped put things in perspective for him. It deepened his faith and it matured him. That's one of the things that I've seen the most in him.
Who would expect that a 9-year-old young man would get Kawasaki disease that nobody has really ever heard of before? I mean, it was pretty eye-opening.
One of the things that I would tell somebody is to keep pushing and to just believe and trust that you're going to get through.
Nicolas Puertas Nicastro, but I usually go by Nico. I am currently in 8th grade at Fort Settlement Middle School. I was born with a condition called retinopathy of prematurity, ROP for short. In other words, I'm blind.
Nico was born prematurely at 26 weeks. At the beginning, his life was like a roller coaster ride of challenges. He was just 3 months old when the ophthalmologist came and told us that Nico was not going to see. But that day I said, if he fights for his life, I will fight right next to him. My mission has been to support him unconditionally.
I have known Nico since he was a 6th grader, starting out at Fort Settlement. When he started 6th grade, he decided to join the orchestra program, and after trying out all the instruments, he picked the harp. So because of that, he got enrolled in my class where I get to work with him every week. He picked a very challenging instrument to play without sight and does it incredibly well.
Right hand for me.
La música siempre fue una parte muy importante. Music has always been a very important part of Nico's life. Before he could even talk, we knew that he loved it.
I was in love in music since I was a toddler, actually. 2 or 3 years old? When I was at that age, we had a little, call it a toy piano, if you will. Given songs I've heard, I'd capture them by ear and try to play them on the thing. And then eventually at 5, I've decided to start taking piano lessons. I do remember it was pretty frustrating at the time, but I just kept persevering until I'm at the stage I am now.
Fort Bend has supported this harp program so well. When I found out I was going to have him in my program, I was like, what is this going to look like? How am I going to teach him? I think it's really a team effort. Nico is so smart and does as much as he can on his own, but it does require people helping him. Students will move his harp for him. Someone will help him get into his seat. Anytime Mr. Vasquez is conducting, if the piece starts with harp, he might sit out the first measure so that he can hear what the tempo is and then slip in. So there are little kind of modifications that happen to make sure that he can connect with the ensemble.
All my orchestra directors and practically every teacher in general, this is just great. They've managed to suit my needs and suit every other person's needs at the exact same time.
Nico can do anything he sets his mind to. I mean, I cannot even begin to imagine what he will choose to do beyond Fort Bend, because he has proven to me that he can do anything that he sets his mind to, and if he loves it, he will find a way.
There is nothing literally nothing you cannot do. You just have to find the way to do the thing you want to do. You may have to do it differently. In fact, everyone has to do it differently. After all, no two people are the exact same. But you can do it no matter what.
Es un luchador. Yo digo que es un luchador. Él llegó al mundo luchando. Yo me siento.
He is determined, and he came to this world as a fighter, and I'm very blessed to have him.
Ay, pobre, él es ciego.
People would tell me how sad that he is blind, but I feel blessed and very fortunate to be his mother.
Speaking of teachers, let's take this opportunity to give a shout out to district-wide Teachers of the Year.
It's my honor and great privilege to announce the Fort Bend ISD 2024 Elementary Teacher of the Year. That person is Mr. Shaquille Dixon.
I think shaping the minds of tomorrow, and then honestly just pouring into somebody and making their cup full. And so just giving that student something that I never had is something that I've always cherished and I always want to continue to do.
Secondary Teacher of the Year. Our winner is Sierra Joseph.
I was taking it all in. I was super excited. I'm still in disbelief. It's just so cool that you put in so much work and the moment comes where you're recognized, and so it was an awesome moment.
Our school board members play a crucial role in supporting our school district. Our trustees support initiatives for professional development. They create and update policies on various matters, and they ensure that Fort Bend ISD is complying with state and federal laws. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you our board president, Mrs. Kristen Tassan.
Hello, Fort Bend ISD family. This year our focus is going to be on achieving excellence. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Colin Powell said, "Excellence is not an exception, it is a prevailing attitude." And in the words of the great philosopher Julius Campbell from Remember the Titans, one of the greatest movies of all time, attitude reflects leadership. We are all leaders in Fort Bend ISD, and as a leadership team, we are all responsible for the attitudes of the employees and students we serve. But you touch our students every day. You influence them, you educate them. You are the backbone of Fort Bend ISD. You are directly responsible for our core business, our why. Your leadership will not only mold the next generation of students, you will directly impact their attitudes towards education, their friends, their goals, their futures, even their lives. That is a big responsibility. And I want you to know on behalf of myself and my fellow trustees, we are here to help you and support you. As a board, we know that the attitudes we have in the boardroom impact our district culture all the way down into the classroom. Our collective attitudes and the culture we create will determine whether we achieve excellence. Excellence only comes from the habits we cultivate on our campuses, in our departments, and in the boardroom. If we want to achieve excellence, and our students are depending on us to do so, then we must commit today to create habits of excellence, attitudes of excellence, and a culture of excellence. As the board president, I commit to you today that my leadership and direction will be focused on creating an attitude and culture of excellence that we will work to have permeate every department, school, and classroom. If attitude reflects leadership, it is our goal to lead better, to improve attitudes throughout the organization. As in the past, Fort Bend ISD will again become a leader in student achievement, advocacy, innovation, community engagement and partnerships, customer service, continuous improvement, and employee satisfaction. We will reach the next level and become the district Texas looks to as the example in all areas of education. Because of you, because of your leadership, your habits that will foster prevailing attitudes of excellence, Fort Bend ISD will become the outstanding district in Texas. That's the vision and that's the goal. We can only get there together. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we support you and we wish you an excellent year.
We talked about leading the pack with family and our staff members. Community partnerships also play an important role in the success of our school district. We should also remember that education is a shared responsibility. When communities actively support children's education, they help shape future generations of our students. Thanks to our partnerships with the Fort Bend Education Foundation, several teacher grant opportunities were made possible for this year. These grants help build our educators into strong leaders and enrich and enhance the quality of education for our students.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Hello, I'm Brenna Cosby, Chief Executive Officer for the Fort Bend Education Foundation.
And I'm Hillary Dunn, Executive Director. Today we have some exciting news about how the foundation can support you as an educator to become a robust leader in our growing school district.
Leading the foundation is a collective effort, and our local community is here to ensure our educators succeed.
Since 1992, the Fort Bend Education Foundation has served as a powerful catalyst for extraordinary academic achievement. We have awarded nearly $36 million to Fort Bend ISD through our Grants to Teachers in Schools programs. These funds support innovative academic projects and staff development opportunities that make learning fun and hands-on.
It's thanks to these generous donations by local businesses and individuals that curriculums come to life. These contributions go directly into Fort Bend ISD classrooms, enabling students and educators to reach levels they never thought possible.
This past year, the foundation was thrilled to fund several innovative programs that sparked a love for learning. Among the resources acquired with foundation funds were pen tablets allowing high school students to create digital artwork, animations, and media content, among other designs.
At one middle school, what better way to ignite wonder in students' minds than with new microscopes, slides, and other cutting-edge tools that make science captivating.
For younger students, learning their ABCs and how to write is a milestone. Thanks to the color-changing light tables purchased with foundation grants, young learners are using the power of light to identify letters, improve their handwriting, and create patterns, all while engaging with their peers.
These are just a few examples of the thousands of grants funded to date by generous community donations.
The Fort Bend ISD Education Foundation is here to help you successfully lead the pack.
To learn more about teacher grants, or if you would like to make an impact in a Fort Bend ISD classroom, visit Fort Bend ISD's website and look for the foundation on the top toolbar for more details.
Community collaboration is more than just receiving. It's also about giving. Fort Bend ISD has a legacy of supporting our community in any way possible. Here are just a couple of ways in which we as a community can continue to enhance education, support students' well-being, and also strengthen our community as a whole.
Through community engagement and outreach, Fort Bend ISD staff, students, and community members all have the ability to lead the pack. Through professionalism, we show up every day, willing to get the job done, doing what's best for kids, and being committed to the school district and our priorities. When it comes to accountability and communication, it's important to mean what you say and say what you mean. As leaders of the pack, we have a responsibility to be ambassadors for the school district. That means speaking clearly, concisely, and being committed to taking feedback and following through. When people think of school districts, they immediately think of students, staff members, teachers, administrators. But oftentimes our community at large is overlooked. One of the groups that is critically important to our school district are our senior citizens. In Fort Bend ISD, we have a robust, active senior program. Fort Bend ISD is dedicated to informing and including our active seniors in our day-to-day district operations and activities. Whether they are retired teachers from the school district, longtime residents who raised their children here, current grandparents, or newly relocated seniors, we have a responsibility and a charge to include them. We want to see our active seniors in the stands cheering on our students, in the bleachers, volunteering in a wide range of capacities, and in exchange, the district is committed to creating programs that support our active seniors and make them feel part of our FBISD community.
Connection with our community is very important to us. And so we lead by example through holding ourselves accountable, maintaining a very high level of professionalism and high standards, and communicating often. Communicating the opportunities for our community to come in and support our students, to support our families and our staff through volunteerism, through serving as guest speakers, being a mentor, offering a helping hand to those that might need it. Examples include partnering with local nonprofit organizations such as Brighter Bites and the Houston Food Bank. Families can receive consistent food for over a 16-week period and nutrition education for students. So it engages the family, it engages the campus, and our students to ensure that they have what they need to support their family. And so we really do hold a high standard for how we engage our community. We welcome the community to come partner alongside us to support students, staff, and our families.
Fort Bend ISD is a district of excellence. This year, I challenge you to take pride in showcasing Fort Bend ISD as a district that is making the grade. Here are some of our goals.
Fort Bend ISD is a destination district where people want to live, work, and play. As the 6th largest district in the state of Texas with over 80,000 students, we're known to be one of the most culturally diverse districts in the nation. Our families speak more than 90 different languages. Our district is also one of the largest employers in Fort Bend County, with now nearly 13,000 employees who have made this district part of their family. Graduating students in our district are known to attend prestigious colleges and universities across the nation. The top 5 Texas universities and colleges FBISD students attend include Texas A&M University, University of Texas, University of Houston, Houston Community College, and Wharton County Junior College. When it comes to scholarships received, last year our graduating classes were awarded a total of $186 million. Our students enjoy many opportunities through academic excellence, real-world industry experience, nationally recognized fine arts, athletics, and distinguished academies, which include the Digital Media Academy, Engineering Academy, Global Studies Academy, International Business and Marketing Academy, Math and Science Academy, Medical Science Academy, and the Gifted and Talented Academy. Fort Bend ISD prides itself by having more National Merit Scholarship Program semifinalists than any other district in the entire region. And recently, our own Commonwealth Elementary was named the #1 elementary school in Texas. In the 23-24 school year, FBISD students earned over 15,000 college credit hours and received nearly 2,400 industry certifications, all at no cost. Our work prepares students with the skills and confidence to explore their passions. These are just some of the many amazing achievements taking place across our thriving school district. Thank you to our Fort Bend ISD students, parents, and staff who are truly leading the pack.
All of those great achievements and many, many more were made possible because of you, our dedicated staff. Thank you for your commitment to excellence. As part of Convocation, I want to take this opportunity to announce a new initiative. At the end of the school year and throughout the summer, I tasked my executive team and campus leaders to read 2 books that focused on creating goals. To be specific, on creating WIGs. Yes, you heard it right, WIGs, which stands for Wildly Important Goals. The author of one of these books spoke to our staff members recently, explaining the importance of having goals that challenge our employees to elevate their mindset. Many times, goals are set with much enthusiasm, but weeks later, they fall on the wayside and eventually they are forgotten. Principals attended book studies to sharpen their skills, and they are now being encouraged to create wildly important goals for their campuses this school year. If you would like to learn more about the process of how to contribute to your campus WIG, I encourage you to reach out to your school leadership. We are just days away from starting a new school year, and without a doubt, there will be challenges. Take, for example, the hurricane that just came through our area. Sometimes you might feel that you want to give up, but on your worst day, it's important to remember that you can still be your students' best hope. Here are some inspiring words from motivational speaker Manny Scott.
Hello everyone at Fort Bend ISD. I'm Dr. Manny Scott, and I want to thank Dr. Smith for this opportunity to serve you all, to speak to you all today. So I am going to share a little bit about my life with you so you can understand why I'm sending you this message, and hopefully you'll understand how important your work is. So I come from a beautiful, very broken and mixed family. Father's been locked up for most of my life, didn't really have a relationship with him. My stepfather was addicted to drugs, was an alcoholic, was violent, abusive when he got drunk or high, and it caused a lot of instability in our home and in our family. I lived in 26 places before I was 16. We were homeless. Life was rough, really hard. And I took all those issues with me to school. My grades suffered, my self-esteem suffered, and just life was pretty hard for me. And I eventually dropped out right after I got a 0.6 GPA. I dropped out of school and I just gave up. My best friend was killed, and I didn't see a reason to go on. I didn't see the purpose of education. I didn't see how it could help me or anyone around me. But several loving adults came into my life to help me return to school, help me see the significance of education, and help me graduate from high school. I went to college, got a master's degree, finished my PhD not too long ago. I'm a pilot, happily married. I'm a doting father of 3 teenagers who won't stop eating or growing, and I'm so grateful. I share this little bit of my life with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that who you are right now is enough to alter the trajectory of your students' lives. Whether you're a teacher, a coach, a food service worker, a bus driver, an SRO, security officer, whether you are a paraprofessional, if you work in any capacity around students, you have the power to make a difference in the life of that student by a smile on your face, by a hug, by a word of encouragement, by being very present during their times of trouble, just by being a reference point for them of positivity, of hope, of inspiration. Who you are right now is enough, despite all of the challenges that you're facing, despite whatever inadequacies you see in your system or in your context, whatever's wrong around you or even within you, who you are right now is enough to change a student's life. And my life is a testament to that truth. And I believe that you have the power to make that kind of difference in the lives of your students. I tell people, no one in my family could help me succeed. No one in my family graduated from high school. They weren't bad people. They were just doing their best to survive on a minimum wage job. Several people were locked up. I needed outside help. I needed intervention from people outside of my family, outside of my circle of influence. And that's where educators come in. That's where people in the school system stepped in. And that's where you come in. That's why your work is so eternally, cosmically significant to me. And so it's hard, I know. I know it's harder now today to work with kids than I've ever seen it in the last 24 years of my work in the public school systems all over this nation, all over the world. It's very hard. And it's often a thankless job, an overwhelming job, and exhausting. And so I understand what you're up against. I understand the weight that you're carrying. I understand the challenges you're facing. I understand the darkness that you live with. But I want you to know that you can be a light in the darkness. You can be the catalyst for change. You, on your worst day, can still be your student's best hope. And I know that, I believe that, my life is proof of that truth. And so I just want to thank you for your work. Thank you for giving your life to something. I know you could have done something else with your life, but you're here. You're here. And so with whatever time you have left, make sure you show up every day as your best. Make sure you show up every day giving your best. Don't just roll out of bed and walk into work, because then you'll be powerless, flavorless, and less than your best. So I want to encourage you to wake yourself up every single day. Remind yourself of your why. Reconnect with your purpose. Think of the reward potential of this work. Realize that whatever trajectory a student is on, you have the power to jump in front of it and alter it forever by your very life, by your words, by your teaching, by your lesson plans, by your curriculum, okay? So that's my hope for you. That's my heart for you. And I hope you apply it, and I hope you have an amazing year. And I hope, if you don't know what this means, that you will look me up and find out why this matters so much to me. But my friends, you can be salty. Be salty, because even on your worst day, you can be a student's very best hope. Have an amazing year, you guys. God bless you.
There are a lot of amazing things taking place in Fort Bend ISD. I am excited about this upcoming school year. I leave you with the following call to action. Commit yourself to excellence by being your best version for our students each and every day. Join us on this new Fort Bend ISD journey, where together we will lead the pack.